some new siding, and a new roof.
This whole job from start to finish was supposed to take about a week.
Scott Eli hired contractor Paul Hansen to do the work for a little over $7,000. Eli says he paid about $4,500 when things took a turn.
I get a knock on the door one day. It's the roofer, and he says, "Have you seen this Paul Hansen? Do you know where he is? We can't get a hold of him."
That roofer, Mark Friday, was hired by Hansen, but says he wasn't getting paid.
He paid me for the last few jobs, so I expected him to pay me for this one. And he usually calls me, and he usually stops by the job at least once in a while. And then he just disappeared.
With some siding left to finish, the roof torn off, and winter on the way, Eli struck a deal with Friday to finish the job.
It was very bothersome, and I lost sleep over it.
CBS 58 Investigates tried to track down Hansen at his business address. Whoever was inside didn't come to the door, but Hansen called us the next day.
Would 10 a.m. work for you?
He agreed to an interview, but canceled 3 times, saying he had the flu, so we talked to him over the phone. Hansen says the problems with Eli's project started when he asked for more money because the roof had 2 layers of shingles.
Scott stopped communicating with me right when I started sending emails about the 2 layers. Show me, I want to see a message, I want to see an email, I want to see something. Mark knows that I was up north.
Still, Hansen only got back in contact with Eli and Friday after police officers told him Eli filed a report. We also started looking into Hansen's business practices. He has an F rating with the Better Business Bureau and 4 complaints against him with the Wisconsin Department of Consumer Protection. Customers say they wrote checks, then the excuses started piling up. He's sick. He has a funeral. His truck broke down. He's sick again. Are you aware of the complaints with the Wisconsin Department of Ag and Consumer Protection against you?
Yes.
And some of those tell similar stories as well. At least 3 of them say you took money, you cashed checks, and you didn't show up to do the job.
No, that's never true. That's called contract fraud. That's never happened.
Hansen also has multiple civil suits against him, including one filed by Annette Kaya.
I paid him $1,300. It basically turned into a series of delays and excuses, never starting, never showing up.
Kaya showed us text messages with Hansen. I've had the flu for several days, and I was out of town for a funeral. In court, Hansen was ordered to pay Kaya about $1,500.
Have you received any money as of today?
No, nothing. So my next step is to file to garnish his wages.
Diane Wellhouse is the executive director of the Milwaukee chapter of NARI, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. It's a members-only organization that vets contractors before they can join.
We go ahead and we look at their background. How long have they been in the industry, making sure that they're a stable business.
Lewis Wire is a second-generation contractor and NARI member.
Make sure that they have a real contract, no handwritten stuff.
Wire says contracts should have a start date, price, detailed description of the work, description of what happens in the event of a change to the project or a dispute.
The number one thing I tell my clients is that you should really like and trust the person you're working with.
Eli and Kaya say they did research Hansen, but it's hard to find all the complaints against him. He uses different business names and changes the spelling of his last name. We asked him for the correct spelling.
Paul Hansen, Hanson. I'm not using 2 different names. I just have 2 different emails.
When you sign your name, you change the spelling of your last name. You switch between Hanso.
No, I just answered the email thing, so that's not even a thing. Well, I'll send you the last 6 houses that I did before that, and you can make that into a good story.
We asked Hansen to send those references multiple times. He never did.
What would you say to him if you saw him again?
I don't think we can put that on TV. It wouldn't be pleasant. I'd let him know that I'm planning legal action, but I don't think it would scare him.